Exactly what we need out of Complexity right here. For Astralis, it's maintaining the status quo as we turn the page over to Nuke. We're going to be starting this best of one off in the right way and kicking over to the right guys. It's Chad and Alex.
Why, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, qualification for the major in Astralis' hands tonight. A best of one with a fight up against Cole and going out yard into Poison's USP. 2 clicks of his mouse, as easy as that. He's found the first. The head of Lucky rolls. Lots of damage inflicted to the Astralis T start. But Chad's joining me, and I mean, Astralis are no strangers to starting T-side on Nuke in their history, at least. Certainly not the whole roster. Bubsky joining in, as well as Lucky, and now Zipex decides he's not quite done with this round just yet. They don't have to commit, but I am seeing smoke now deployed. It's not going to get them across. It does enable them to pressure main.
I don't know if that was misthrown or not here, but it's about to get dicey. JKS in main, Blame in warehouse. A bit of a crossfire established here, and Astralis is going to back on off. Now, if you joined us yesterday, their T-side was very slow, and at times it didn't feel like they had that many ideas, but they did get across the line against Heroic. Blame reinitiating here. He will get some information soon because we're sub 1 minute. Australians have to start poking and prodding a little bit more so. Blame's going to dip on back. What's the tell?
Just cutting noise is all the power there for Astralis. He'll play a passive line, and they can actually progress. Some 4D chess from Astralis. Oh, Blame. Nice. Doesn't let them get away with that. He gets the information. Hasn't got the kill. Keeping him very humble, and JKS is being tasked with getting the frag. Zipex pulls another one out of his hat. And it gets interesting now. They've actually got the advantage in cold. What was a lobby push is now long range. Julie's finding the first head of the pair. They're into the site now. Bomb's now planted, and well, the CT smoke's early, so they'll be closing this gap quickly. Zipex is doing it all for Astralis. 3 from his Glock. Dupree partners up with him. And time ticking. Kits not spotted just yet for Cole. They've got 2 Kevlar vests, and they're closing the gap now. Partnered up is Dupree and Zip. But coming fast from behind, they're going to pincer in. There it is. They're screwed. The Hurt Locker's locked in, and there goes the Julies, and there goes the round. Just the 2 of them, Zipex and Dupree, the last alive with all 5.
Very, very tight stuff right there. I'm watching that round, and you can see there was actually no swingman if they did get across secret. It was either going to be up to Blame or Cold Zero to rotate down. And this is how it started, right? Nice little shot from Poison. Beautiful stuff right there. But Zipex with 2 clean ones for himself. And I think here, this one onto JKS is really important because JKS is the one covering that secret cross. Blame towards Hell and Cold Zero pushed up towards Ramp. If they slipped down for free like they did, there was nobody to rotate quickly. And that was a bit of a problem there for Complexity. But they will lock back in with a Force Spite. Scout, Deagles, Light Util up against Astralis. And you heard me say they like to play it slow yesterday, Astralis. Well, they really did, right? They took some map control. They kind of just potted around for a little while. Maybe we'll see a bit more conviction out of them in some of these decisions early. Lucky's almost 1v5 attempt would have been something miraculous yesterday if you missed it. That was a bit of a whoopsie.
Well, don't let that kind of overshadow just his general performance.
True.
He may have had an incredible attempt, but the whole map was... It was an instrumental part of the fact that Astralis did manage to secure that nuke and put themselves in a position where they can lock themselves into a major with a win here. JKS's Deagle has already started to pick up a fast, good tag from Poison. Bubsky does return the favor with a bullet to the dome. Locked out by the smokes. Top site open for business and being cleared out as I speak. JKS unwilling to overextend, just some Deagle bullets, stray bullets now, more util drops. So main will be fading, Heaven, about another 15 on that. That's a tag deterred.
And safe. All right, well, we're going to have a bit of time to fill here while we wait for these 2 teams just to wait out the 40 seconds. Now, my alt account on HLTV.org is called Delusional JKS Fan.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. You've probably seen him posting from time to time. I just get my fingers as busy as possible. But I reminded myself that JKS has never beaten Astralis before. Now, he's taken a map off them. I think he won a Mirage once upon a time, and that shows you how weird it is. A Mirage versus Astralis. That's a kill. Blame will be able to get himself a Mac 10. Poison licking his lips if he's able to pick that one up. Knows that he gets a drop in the next round, but Blame. Sorry, JKS has been able to get the weapon. It's all good. We've got some guns. Salvaged across. Bubsky goes down with the bomb right there, and wow, it's the double dip now from Complexity, right? They lose the territory, they don't want to risk it, they think it's better to hold on to what they have and try again, and well, you can understand it. This is how it kicked on off. JKS onto Magisk there, trying to get into secret, but Bubsky, that was it. That was it. That was literally it. So, not a whole lot of action in round number 2. Let's see, can they be a little bit more lethal here? Same weapon who carried across again. Poison even getting a dropped across Deagle, facilitated by JKS and that MAC-10. Couple of HEs to wheel deep towards that yard position. Turn on out. Ooh. Nothing lethal, but actually chipping a few down here. Across the Secret, and they have a decent idea. There's already a rotation towards lower. It is JKS with that MAC-10. Yeah,
what more could you desire, really, at this juncture? You're across, you've used your smokes, you've got 2 in lobby, in Zipper and Lucky. Util about to force JKS back. He's got Cold Zera as well partnered up with him, and it does seem like Astralis just want to take early control of this lower corridor.
These are about to be the fights here. This is important. They could lose some AKs here.
Certainly. May not be expecting Cold Zera. Magic swinging in a bit willy-nilly. MAC-10 takes down the Kalashnikov, and Bubsky may not be expecting Cold here. I suspect if he gets the timing right with a nade in Bubsky's hand, Cold could be the unknown entity.
Galil.
Yeah.
So juicy.
Right in front of his face, and now he's got it with all their backs turned. They're just not expecting this. This is a great play from Cold, and there's one. Immediately pulls us into a competitive round. Now, Zip and Lucky have ramp room. Bubsky, however, is on an island with the bomb. Oh, Flames walking in. It's all about this. Jules, he's looked away. Oh, that's a horrible way to go down. Weapon falls into enemy hands. Lucky to try and save the day, and he has, with a frag onto Cold.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah, 18 seconds. That smoke could do a lot. It hasn't necessarily denied anything. Flames ahead of it, and that's a perfect angle for it. This is looking a bit messy, and only Lucky. Maybe he gets spread.
Oh, he
His own Molotov hits him with the 1G, and now they'll take an AK through.
That's not the way you want to lose the round, is it?
Really, yeah, I think it all hinges on just the unchecked Cold. I mean, it was very nice of him to bait JKS like that. It didn't lead to the round.
We get that fun Blame F baiting Cold Zera, baiting JKS, baiting Esatag, baiting Poison. You know, that nice little storyline right there. But Cold Zera and the Galil on Nuke, I know it was only 1 kill, but that was impact, right? And it actually threw the round into turmoil here. So he did it the other day. He's done it again right now, but this is unfortunate here for Lucky. Just the time, a bit of a problem. The gun's back out. And a force fight now from Astralis. So they're not wanting to give this one up. There's a bit of a gap in this smoke. Lucky, does he want to test the issue here? This is where he almost had the 1v5 from the other day, doing the exact same thing, just looking into the wall in the trophy room. There's AWP out immediately here for Poison, so it's nice for the complexity defense. Need to start working on some consecutive rounds. But ramp is the port of call. Cold to be tested.
Bit of a veteran on ramp, and he's made the right call, falls off as Lucky was super quick to take some space, and Poison uninterested in anything particularly aggressive towards that ramp room. Just that hero AK on the rookie. Up against a fully bought up call.
Thought they might get a bit more action here. They're getting space, and well, they've been given space. Haven't really even had to take it just yet. They have these smokes. One towards Decon would be great. Maybe one towards the window side as well. And they can start working on Cold Zera's position.
Oh, spotted him out on the jiggle. The whole squad's coming for him, and Cold wants to take a couple of heads with him. Already catching a nade, and that's the end of him. Okay, Astralis, making this one very threatening with a little. Can't deny the bomb. It's a safe plant.
Is it a save call?
It's tempting, isn't it, when you've got an AWP for the retake and already a man disadvantage?
It's such a flat round again, isn't it?
Yeah, very flat. I mean, it really was just 2 independent duels. Blame went down elsewhere. They had 2 here. Like, they had saving. 2 CTs and they are saving.
Yeah, like, okay. Well, action-packed. This one's not. This is a bit more of a slow burn. This one where maybe you're going to have to stick around for the whole
like those wooden wick candles. You know, they're extra fancy.
Okay, they take a bit longer, do they?
Have you ever had a wooden wick candle?
I don't think so. I normally get the cheap ones. You know,
you are, but I know how much of a fan you are. I might treat you.
I do love a candle.
I'll come knocking on your new place, give you a nice fancy candle.
I've got some plants that are probably dead by now.
Oh, yeah.
I bought 2.
Real life
ones. I thought maybe,
I
thought maybe, just maybe. And I even tried to set up a drip system with a bottle of water, and I put a hole in it, tried to be full-on handyman so it would drip water over the whole I don't know if it's going to work.
But like a 2-liter bottle.
2-liter one.
Yeah, that's smart.
With a really slow drip.
Yeah, that is
We'll
smart.
see if it's
you can
alive.
like bury it in the soil and it might.
I tied it onto the side of the plant.
Yeah. Oh, I don't suppose that's gone too well.
Oh, it could be all over the floor right now.
Any
but
herbologists or experts can give him some tips for future reference. Let's get into it with a bit of a pacey one, at least towards the squeaky door. Top util, and here they come. Yep, straight out the door. Oh, that's a hard commit to the spray. Blame does better, catching 2 with his silenced M4, but they are in. And Cole, you are not going to dare to save again, are you?
Surely not here. They've got util for this. The bomb hasn't gone down just yet, as I say that.
Flame's got
begins.
one way. He can drop that.
They're all through heaven here. We know how difficult this can be. The post-plant positions right now, Lucky's quite passive. Dupree's in the site. Magisk over towards the Tetris position.
Oh.
That is a great nade bowling there.
Oh, and then a molly on top of that. That's going to surge him forward into the site. They're running out of health. And Dupree has gone down, takes one with him. Good from Cold, all on to Lucky. And look how wide that plant is. Time's on his side here, and if he gets Cold, he can play the time. And he will. Smart from him. Blame really does not have time for this.
It's available.
Nah. Perfect play. That's 4 from Astralis and mixing it up. So we've seen them go for the slow, almost agonizingly slow crosses through the yard smokes. This one just popping into top. And it does come down to the 1v1. What does that leave Cole with? Ugh, I saved AK as we witnessed from Blame. We'll see this in the openers. Bubsky, look at the commitment from him. Didn't quite convert. It was actually Magisk that grabbed it.
Cold on these budget rifles though, right? Obviously the cheaper price tag of the Galil and the Famas has been like this for a very long time now, but he seems to be operating with those more often than not and finding impact. Unfortunately, not enough to get them across the line here, but gone for a partial investment and back towards this faster play. Lucky is out the hut. He's got the first, well, he got the last in the previous, and they've already been able to take control. Esatag into Squeaky Door. He's behind them, and he's been dealt with, and that should be the round again.
Jeez Louise, Astralis, they are sprinting into that top site.
You don't really want to be saving the scout this time round, right?
No, but
next round you're going to have enough money to go for a buy.
You don't really get a choice.
No, they've kind of made that choice for you with that pace. Now, if you missed what Alex said at the start of the cast here, this is very important for Astralis. They can get themselves into the playoffs of IEM Fall, and, well, more importantly than the playoffs, which seems strange to say, but major qualification. And that is huge. The organization, the reigning major champions from back in 2019, that's massive. That's what this is all about, guys. This entire event for everybody is a qualification process, right? We want to get the best teams we can for the major, and Astralis are about to lock themselves in honestly, not that many rounds time. 11.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Okay, well, now we should see another buy, but is Poison? Yeah, he is. Going to get that AWP gifted to him, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, Complexity, if they do go 1-3, which, I mean, they're currently 1-2, if they concede up against Astralis here as well, the ramifications of that is that they are out of contention for the playoffs and will be contending for that 3rd spot.
I believe they needed a 9th place so that to qualify for the major, so then it would still be possible if they're competing for, in the... We do I think it's the 9th to 12th.
Yes, they go into a separate
little bracket. Yes. So they could still get that 9th position, right? But they will need to pick up their win again tomorrow, and I'm sure there's a lot of other factors that will need to go their way. But here we go again, back into the more default spread. Poison's AWP over towards Yard, not finding anything. Bullets through the smoke. They're also working on space, coming up through secret position on Cold Zero here. But just ramp, they're just getting out every time.
Every time. This time, Esatag and Poison look to deny, and that's perfect. Bubsky deterred, Blame wins his duel. Magisk got nothing to say about his red container lurk, and now just 2 versus 5. That's what you want to be seeing from Complexity. Everyone's just won their independent fight.
He's in.
Yeah.
He's clearing top.
Oh. That's bomb, and that's round.
Thought he might have had the timing right there. Now Dupree's down to 22. You're right, that is going to be the round. I didn't think he had too much of a shot in a 1-on-5 anyway. I know they're seeming like they're more and more likely these days, but no. Okay, so 5-2, the scores are going to read here. And yeah, look, the interesting thing with the way Complexity are playing early there, we had 2 players going back to ramp room late right? And it feels like Astralis have a decent idea that that is a weakness early because they've gone there in multiple occasions here and almost got out for free, right? If Lucky made it across towards the box to Esatag's left-hand side there, that's a power position to have, and then there wouldn't be a chance for them to retake ramp exactly like they did.
And credit to Esatag as well. Like, that's full faith in Poison to swing that wide. That was like the first contact they had on ramp. No info as he's holding that D key, and he goes as wide as he possibly can and clears out that push. Stops Lucky from getting to that box that you were discussing. And talking of Lucky, we are getting that T-side up. So I wonder what variation we get out of this. You saw ramp hasn't been an issue. I wonder if Lucky's going to try and pry that open again with the big green.
It's interesting. If this doesn't work right now and they do more of that slower stuff that we just saw, I'd be surprised if they don't go back to the faster plays because they really didn't have too many issues cracking into that top side. I know it was against lower buys, but they had a decent look in their fast top plays. Here we go. Protocol util. Squeaky going to be denied. Hunt with the molly as well. And here's Lucky's AWP up on silo position. So many angles to worry about here, but Lucky more focused towards the back of warehouse. Here's the AWP on the other side of things. Poison about to poke his head up secret.
I wonder if Lucky's aware of the timing that this is a vulnerability. Like, if you're up on the silo, he's safe from secret for now, but if he was to release that crouch kill, ooh, hello info. Hello info. That could lead him to an overextension here. Not going to happen. And we're going to be seeing the Astralis wall smokes out once again. Different variation this time.
It's just crazy how conservative these players are in certain times. So Lucky, his position gets noted, he takes a shot, he goes, well, I'm not going to risk this, right? He's going to go from a whole new angle, presenting as many different looks as possible here. The L-block smokes will drop, and if Poison wants to risk this, he knows an AWP player was on silo, and now a nade whistles past his head. Does he want to risk it? We saw how Heroic dealt with this yesterday. Tess is peeking behind a CT Molotov to deny Magic's crawl, but he will make it across, and he has gotten that space they were hoping for here. Astralis now with 45 seconds, a little bit of util. Where do they want to finish?
It's always nice when you've got some rat in the system, and Magis being in warehouse is that aforementioned rat. They don't have the information. JKS, oh, he's got spotted. Doesn't quite finish his meal. Now they have, it's a 2 for 1, but they have descended. And it really does fall onto this two-man defense. Coldzera's there in support of Poison, and Cold does trade off of Magic's opener. So Lucky's are left alone. Now the bomb's committed, and with 8 seconds, he'd rather keep hold of the sniper rifle. What is this game?
I don't know. We've had a lot of rounds that have felt like they've just ended in saves, right? They say, oh, and then the round is over, and, well, that's the only decision, right? We're not getting a whole lot of fight right now, and this makes sense for 2 reasons. One, Astralis already have 5 rounds on the T side, right? So 1 or 2 more, they're going to be smiling ear to ear. The other side of things is complexity. They're not going to risk the hunt. They're not going to risk the pressure. What's the point? We need to start establishing some of this CT econ. So it's making sense. It's just not giving us the fireworks that we need. Now, those fireworks will come, because if we continue to trend at this pace, the game could get nice and close. Saved AWP now, and it's the only thing to boast as Lucky back towards this silo position. Oh, dear, and Poison removes his head. See you later.
Yeah, well, that's the end of that. Bubsky stepping up to the AWPing plate now. Oh, and he's gone too. Perfect from complexity. Blame is just having a field day. 1 by 1. And they're playing hot potato with this AWP. Hey, there you go, Dupree. Careful now, Dupree. Oh, dear. Molotov down. Thought he could find a little bit of a smidge of space. Zip detached from the pack. It's being held, and he confirms that, but with his knife out, looking the wrong way. Coldzera will finish the job.
Oh. All right, well, 5 to 4 now, and Blame doing well from that position. When we casted them the other day, Blame was actually either getting taken out of the equation early, or he was just getting one and done right here with a bunch more impact. And I know it was against an eco round with just that saved AWP, but still mandatory impact. And the double AWPs, one of the CT side defense looks that Complexity are opting for here. So we do see Coldzera, the ramp player, buying into one, and that's something you would have seen with Config in this roster as well, right? Yeah, so
they grabbed the lucky AWP. It does mean that perhaps if Astralis were to be getting that bomb down with a bit of top execute, as Lucky implies, with his util. Now Esatag is safe from that in his current position, elevated above where that molly will pop. Not anymore.
Yeah, this execute right here is, we've seen this becoming more and more popular, right? You see Simple throw this molly a lot with flashes behind it as well, and as when you come out hot, you stay on JKS's side of those big bomb site silos because the player's backside of flash. But here we go. Well, they're stuck. Oh, they are very stuck in Squeaky. I think they body blocked each other there and thought they couldn't get out. So a lot of util dump. They've got a couple of mollies for the second pump on this. A miss flash again. ColdZero pressured. And Magisk is going forward here, straight towards Hell.
Yeah, Blame's in a nice little off angle though, and they're not checking him. Oh, Blame! A massacre as they try to encroach on his position. Only Zip strafing in. Does manage to get past Poison's Orb. 1v5. Too tall an order for the Minister, I imagine. And shot on the second. Okay, so nice cop from Cole. They've managed to at least stabilize. It's 4 in a row from them, and I think the large part is in credit to Blame, certainly in that one. 3 from him, and actually 15 in total. So he's got the same amount of frags as 3 members of Astralis combined. The 3 highest fraggers of Astralis combined. That is Lucky, Zip, and Bubsky. Brah. Lovely.
That pretty easy, didn't it? They were just lined on up. Perfect little position. Now, back to the pistols again. This is a chance for Complexity to take the lead here for the first time. A bit faster.
Ooh. Oh, they've even mollied down there. That is really mean. He's gone down. He's got the bomb, and I'm not sure if he's... Oh, he's got a cross. Okay, wow. That's something out of nothing, Chad.
I'll take the plant for sure.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to get here. This is great, though, where the loss bonus is at. Extra bit of cash in the back pocket. It's going to be fantastic going forward. Now they're just...
I mean, they sprayed it. They double mollied it next to and into the vents. Still couldn't stop it.
He's nowhere there, boys. Just a fuse. He's left. He's gone looking elsewhere. Dupree's done his job. He understands. He can get on out, and there you have it. So lots of cash in the wallets now of Astralis here to start spending around, throwing it at those weapons. And I think the faster stuff looks better for Astralis, right? It's where they've been able to have a bit more traction. They were doing decent coming out the gates with opening kills. But yeah, this one was a gimme anyway. Good thing the Complexity converted and that didn't get out of control. You know, these type of rounds where the bomb goes on down occasionally, things can start to get a bit awkward.
Yeah, things can get awkward at times, can't they?
Sometimes. Top hot molly in. Squeaky blown open. Damage done. That is huge from Zip.
Yeah, I mean, that's a dream. Still, the double orbs are a problem. Astralis, they just don't get to set up. They lose players instantaneously across the extremities. Both of the AWPers work in wonders. However, Blame caught. Magisk with a ballsy, dry cross. And this actually sets up for a bit of a complicated one for Cold. They are going to smoke and try and push that for the lobby. I wonder if that smoke is enough of an indicator that that's what's going on. Oh, you're a dead man, Dupree. Cold, more impact on that secondary AWP. It's something he was known for on his come-up. And Magisk has done more with that AK. Poison trying to duke it out with the close quarters engagement, and now there's a lot of space. Cold could lose this, and oh, damn, he's quick. Magisk is a constant threat, but Zipek's in a clutch, and this one's certainly more manageable. He's got 45 seconds and the bomb. Cold ramp to contest if he does want to go for that B plant. It will be a bit of a late arrival. The door's already open for him, so no sound cue required. And all the damage Magisk did is put Cold into a more passive stance. JKS has to respect the potential for a yard to top, or a vent to top, as you can see he's currently holding both. But that's the sound cue they were waiting for.
Oh, he might even be able to get out from behind the back of the site here if he'd like. There is a timing window for this, and just pivoting. Gonna jump on up, get on the railing, and... Oh, how far is he pushing the issue here? Zip might be heading straight for ColdZero.
Ooh. I like the angle.
This is a blind spot, really.
Yeah, and Cold's made it clear he's coming. There is the first. Zip getting swung on. Oh, Zipex. So consistent in the clutch, and he makes it look so easy. Astralis given the 6th, courtesy of the clutch minister.
Oof, and breaking that spree as well, so all those rounds in a row right there for Complexity coming to a halt. That was 5 straight. We're leveled out 6-6, and Zip even opened this round. And once he killed Esatag, my brain, it just clicked. It went, oh, Esatag. When was the last time we saw Esatag and Astralis in the server at the same time? Well, it was actually when Esatag was on Astralis. I just quickly went back and had a quick look. It was, yeah, last year.
He was such a good fit as well. Really, really good fit. You can see Bubsky, of course, the man that stepped in. Zipex called back into the roster in the absence of Glaive. Magis taking the in-game leadership responsibilities, and I mean the fact that he can do both, you know, get you a man that can do both. He'll be your impactful fragger, he'll be your backbone, he'll also just step in and seem to call a good game to the point where you are just one best of one away from qualification for the major.
You see a lot of similarities as well with what Magis can do in the positions of Glaive, right? Like over the one-way smokes or just being as jarring around those executes. But here we go. Do we have the pace again? Zip, same place, same spam, almost the same kill. This time almost onto JKS, 50 HP, and he's going to get on out of dodge there. And Molly very susceptible towards that CT vent. And you can tell they're doing this spawn base as they take the site, right? This time it was JKS who was able to get across a little bit quicker and peppering on through that wall right there, just making sure nobody's hiding. Setting up their yard smokes now, and we're back to this slower crawl. The L block again here. Will bloom, vision is obscured, and this is where the game becomes more like chess, right? It's about, well, you take this part, we take this part. Like, what are the maneuvers? How are you going to move around the map? And they're more than happy just to do a bit of a top pop here. He's already made it into main.
Yeah, Esatag, you've got a lot on your plate right now. Oh, and Bubsky's hit a banger onto Poison. Controlling his spray, Esatag's a nuisance, and that's another chance. Zipex will deny it. A 2-on-2. Bomb to be planted. Will he opt for Heaven's Side? And he will. Coldzera creeping his way up the ladder, and they've got a little bit of util to work with. Some flashbangs thrown in. Oh, but the suppressing shots. Dude save Lucky's life. A second flash, perhaps Lucky's a bit safer now, and Zipex has kept his teammates safe. He knows when to take the aggressive stance. He knows when not to. Blame's been the best for Cole, 16, but that's where it stops. And Astralis, consecutive rounds in response. It's not just going to be that opening 5 in our first 6. This is how the top frags came through. Esatag gave it a valiant attempt. Happened
very, very quickly there with Magisk. I thought they were just going to go for that standard crawl, and I think that's exactly what Complexity were thinking as well, because this is what's been conditioned so far into Cole, is that wall smoke, when it comes out, they just go slow, they take their territory, but here they've just popped on in, and they've changed the gear, shifted up the pace, and well, they haven't broken Complexity just yet, but this one right here will do it. The guns are back out for one final ride. International squad needs something here. Astralis looking to net up the half with 8. Could be sailing to 9, so important round.
You can see Blame genuinely is waiting for those bullets to stop coming.
I think he's waiting for the traffic to stop. He wanted to cross the road, but no chance in hell. And here we go again, more of the same. So the first 30 seconds of the round is just merely posturing.
Oh, you see, Chad, not a single M4A4. It needs to be $1,000.
That's true.
That's what it has to be.
On the M4A4 to be free.
Yes, it has to be free. Oh, the CT economy's screwed if it's not free.
Oh dear. Change. It's as good as a holiday, my mum always says.
I think 13-year-old me would have agreed with all of my room renovations every week. No, if I move my bed into this corner this week, it'll feel different.
And now they're going for the standard crawl. They're not popping into main, so it's a different look, but smokes are fading, and Blame just looks away.
But that's the info. Poison confirms. To get Blame into a defensive stance, there is enemies right behind the wall. 2 of them, to be specific. Magisk and Dupree. This is balls.
How are they creeping like this?
Especially considering Poison's on a passive angle. Oh, he's not looking for Blame.
They're not looking at each other.
Blame. Oh, my lord. Who's going to check first? Blame will. Magisk red face. Bubsky responds. Okay. Not the end of the world, but it might be now, because now Lobby's lost and they're trying to run straight into this top side. Bubsky's done well onto JKS's hut position. And with 10 seconds left, Chad, I don't even know if they can go for this. Bubsky's down, the bomb is loose, and that's Complexity closing the gap. 7-7, double orbs maintained. They could really use the 8th. Astralis, I don't think they're going to be too upset with this. 7 already posted.
What happens in that situation if Blame doesn't turn around? Right, like Magisk will walk all the way up towards Heaven, he'll get that top kill, and then from there Blame's hoping to shut them down going into main here. The fact that Bubsky even gets the trade after they're all lined up, good stuff, but just not enough, and it's all happening way too late.
Yeah, you could see Magisk was genuinely surprised, as his gameplay indicated.
Well, this is not a great buy here for Astralis, but as you mentioned, they are happy with this. Extinguish the volley, and away they go.
Oh, that's an intimidating spray from Esatag. He's taken about 50 from both of them. The nade in response, and the molly might condemn him to death. Yeah, nades really do seal his fate. And Bubsky got out. Now, JKS has been having a bit of a tough time on that hut position. The main players have been swinging in and catching him. He's up on the rafters this time, and that's the angle. Oof, Bubsky's gone. Magisk does manage to deal with JKS, and Blame's low on main. Smoked off for now. Poison committed to this low side play, and it's the right call. A hard shot, though, jumped over. They could close that gap. It's very threatening. But coldzera, typically the ramp player, he is not there. It's wide open for business. He'll have to adjust now. He'll hear them.
Awkward peek.
And they might have heard that scope as well. If they can just go down, which they can, safe passage guaranteed into that low site.
Got a smoke as well here. Opted for the double doors here, Dupree. So have to worry about decon and the windows. That means Lucky's going to get further into the site plant. Maybe jump on up as well here. This is looking good for Astralis. There's util right now for Complexity on the retake, but it was double orbs. Now it's just one. Blame the low HP's been gifted that, and they're all coming from the back vents.
Yeah, I like this. Look at this line Astralis have established. You've got to cross all three of us from varying heights. They haven't smoked them off, and Dupree draws fire. Zipex will close his case. Poison now gone, and don't forget the low HP on Blame does really limit him. It's all onto Cold here, trying to push the issue. Good shots from Cold. It's all onto Lucky. Just needs to play the time, and he has. It will be 8-7. Astralis win the T half of Nuke. That is not too shabby at all. The Danes within touching distance, 8 rounds separating them from the major.
Man. Okay.
Jeg kunne slet ikke fatte. Low. Nice.
Nice thing. Yeah.
Putting door. Nice. I have an AK for you. Nice.
Nice red, drenge.
Skal helt ud.
Nice.
Man, er jeg bare helt alene der?
Så han er... Coming heaven. Okay. Coming heaven, Val.
There's definitely some sort of transition going on in terms of how we play, how we approach the game, and also with that we've made a lot of a lot of changes. Like we've changed the roles, we've changed the positions, we've changing everything, and I mean, the old Astralis or the Astralis that I have been a part of for the last 5 years is not the Astralis that you look on as of right now. Not that I'm not proud of where I am today, but it's definitely something different, and also the game has changed. Like you see all these new teams coming to life, and also coming from a position where everything has been played online. For a player like me that has been used to like only play events offline and actually thriving in that way, it's been quite difficult. But we're doing our best to get back in shape, and I mean, the one goal that we all have is that we want to participate in the major. So that's what we're all set for.
We were caught in the fire. Our faith was left out in the open. Saw the fear in your eyes as we move through the dust.
Good evening, gamers. We're back. First game of the Europeans' third day?
Fourth day.
Fourth, got it all melted into one. Fourth day of IEM's European Fall RMR. And it is getting into the nitty-gritty to the point now where Astralis do have their fate in their hands. If they can best complexity here on Nuke, we are locking them in for the major. Let's not forget the 3-time. It's even better than the 2-time. Well, I mean, in consecutive fashion.
Sure. Okay, yeah. Well, 3 in a row is not bad. Imagine a 4th in a row. That would be crazy. Like, if this Astralis, considering everything that's happened to them in the last 2 years, they come in and they win the major, especially with the Na'Vi form that you've got right now. Oh, that would be something else, wouldn't it? All right.
Claves in the crowd with a little one on his knee.
Just cheering. Okay, well, this is quite quick across towards Secret. Blame F. He's part of the head of the pack here. 18 kills for him, ahead of the scoreboard.
Bruh.
That's a molly there that's a bit shallow. Lucky can hang around, but that's almost to his undoing. Down to 2 HP.
What's up with Lucky today? Zipex. Oh, the Julies do well enough. It's actually the USPs that are the ones featured in the feed, and it looks close. Cold Zera not giving up the hope, and he's got the bomb on his back. Blame joining him. Magisk going to be advancing from the heaven position. Lucky to clear out lobby, but that's what Cold's counting on. And Lucky, is perhaps aware. The absence of the plant is enough, I think, to get him on his edge.
If he gets a kill here with 2 HP after how this one all started, we've just ended up all across the map right here. Blame's heard this top heaven, so at least one player is noted, and they know that Lucky was...
He'll clean the round, he gets the info, up the ladder he goes. Lucky's got his knife out, Cold swings open the door, so he knows where they are now. Now they're off down the fence. It is a Mickey Mouse operation right now.
What on earth?
Yakety Sax playing.
What is going on? Well, he's in the right place at least.
Yeah, what, the 2 HP 1v2? No.
They're even flashing for each other as well. So the teamwork late here from Cole is great.
Yeah, Blame did a lot with that. Just hearing that sound effect does snap into the head. Yeah, Lucky would need 2 perfect placed bullets, and it's for some reason looks possible.
How come they not hit him?
I don't know.
Just put the crosser on the body. There we go. That's what you needed to do. So I just really want to point something out here. 19 kills for Cold Zero and 20 kills for Blame F. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, that is massive right now because the other 3 combined only have a total of 22 frags.
Well, that's why you bring Cold Zero into the roster when you want some extra dirty work done. Blame
Imagine the 2 of them in the gym.
Yeah,
whoa.
True. I can imagine the testosterone flowing, though. You know how Blame likes to talk. You know how Cold likes to be treated like a princess.
Well, I don't know about that, but I haven't seen it.
You know? I'm talking about, like, you know, the taco treatment. He likes to have someone babysit look after him. I don't think Blame's going to be doing that.
That might make sense, actually, why those 2 have, 20 kills and everybody else. Right? It's like, all right, guys, we'll sacrifice the 3 of you, but we're both going to go nuclear. We'll both get 30. All you guys have to do is die.
Die and maybe throw some flashes.
Yeah, the smoke wall would be handy too. If you can get that one down, we'll like that. But we're tied back up here, 8-8, and Astralis into the force pipe. Dupree with the MP. If it gets stalled out, this is the worst map I feel when you go late against pistols.
But you say that, you know what? I have had my faith in Armored Deagles kind of removed coming into this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just haven't seen these rounds go the way of CTs so often.
Is the jinx real now? The caster curse.
I really
Alex's
haven't.
powers being summoned.
I haven't seen it, Chad. And Cold's ready for you. Lucky thought he was safe and sound. They forego control, and I say that as Zipex does look to try and address it. If he goes out, he might be able to catch them while they're faffing around with this. Good restraint from Zip. 2 coming in from main. It's just going to have a main pincer movement. They haven't even taken lobby, and yeah, confirmation from Bubsky's suspicions. He's caught a great flash, and yeah, Cole looks set for success here. Zip's Deagle, however. Zip's Deagle, however, they're all in the feed. Just when they looked like there was no threat, Zip comes and does it again. What are you doing to him, Zipex? Good grief! It was perfect. He got 2 from main, 2 from heaven. It's only up against the Deagles. Bubsky's blind and desperate for help, and Zip arrives. What have I done?
Is that exactly? This is what I'm saying. You've jinxed him.
What have I done?
You've absolutely jinxed him here. How they pulled that one out of the back pocket? Just mauling him, coming up late.
Boink,
Bang, bang.
boink. I mean, he was so patient. You know, we were crediting him because he didn't go looking. You know, Bubsky's given up heaven, Zip floating around hell, and he times it just to perfection. What a nuisance he's been for Cole. Damn.
He's had some great impact here. I think he was a little bit quiet against Heroic, but you can forget about that. Here he's looking fantastic. Looking very, very good. He's had some clutches, had some impact, had it all. Sitting over there on 15 kills, the highest of them all for Astralis. And, well, Complexity are going to try and force buy back here. They've got the Deagles. I don't think it's going to work as well for them, Alex. Right now, I'll meet you there.
Okay, nice. Compromise.
See how easy that is, guys? Just remember, about 100 of those per map in a different variation of Molotovs, flashes, smokes,
Well,
and
100
HGs.
variations for your 128 tick games and maybe another 100 variations for your public games in the Valve provided.
That is the biggest issue.
Yes, it is. Zipex, however, has done something again and running away safely. Saved by the lucky scout. Yeah, nothing more for these Deagles to be done. If anything, it's just some farmed cash, 1,200 for Dupree. Couple of sidearm upgrades as well.
So JKS is still going, well, hold up, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'll taper it back and then we'll wait till we get to 15 rounds.
In his entire career.
He's never beaten Astralis in a series.
Yeah.
Just one map in a best of 3 was all they got once upon a time. It was on Mirage. Well, to be fair, if I go back in the time machine, we had trouble with them since the earliest days. Even when they were TSM, right? We were against the Dupree Zipex device combo on train. It started well. I think we were 6-0 up, and then I think we lost 16-6.
One of the most deceptive scorelines. So.
Yes, we lost 16. I think we lost 16-6 or 16-7, something like that, after being 6-0 up.
I reckon Magis has got a lovely haul here.
Count them out.
I'll do it in Spanish.
Okay.
Uno. I actually can't go further.
This is what happened with the Zywu clutch, right? You started early.
I did, yeah, you're right.
Is it Uno?
Uno. Never mind.
We should just start, when we do Trace, we just do Stunner. For 3.
Yeah, you're right. I love seeing people type trace as trace without a trace.
Without a
Because
trace.
they only hear it phonetically. So when they're talking about it, they spell it out like...
Oh, the Danish Counter-Strike player.
it's a game, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to be fair, that's the way it's meant to be pronounced. So I think he should just change his name to be like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people call him Trez.
Trez, yo, what's good, my boy?
All right, well, Complexity, we'll get the guns out now. We just had a full eco, guys. We know that they usually don't get out of control. It's once in a blue moon.
Please talk about game.
I can talk about the game. Watch this. You ready for this? Magic's now with the Silent Stem 4 in the replay, taking down the Glocks with nothing behind them.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's favorite kills, though. And look, even Bubsky's having fun. He's smiling, his knees up. There's a breeze in his hair. Oh, he's looking majestic today, old Bubsky.
Because you're worth it.
All right, Poison, what do you got in store here? AK early towards ramp. He's past the smoke. Zip seems aware.
Yeah, and they are closing that gap loudly and quickly. Now, Magiska's at least going to be able to provide some support. He's responsible for the secret side. Cole with a lot of room now. And, ooh. No information given just yet. Still a nice bag of util for Poison to work with. Got about 3 smokes total for Colin. They want to push up on the secret stairs.
A lot of space they're taking back. And with a big force, right? They are leaving this lower site very susceptible. Dupree's calling lobby relatively clear.
Yeah, and util's just hit the deck on low site as well.
Timing a blame.
Yeah, it could be perfect. He
Oh
can hear
my
them
lord.
rotating off towards the vents. So this is that lurky boy play. Bubsky perhaps could catch him off guard, though. Still on the hut. Still ready.
Oh.
Still ready for that blame maneuver. Oh, they're both not looking. Bubsky does not expect it. Cole get the bomb down, but it's not done yet. Could be here. Cold ready and raring to go. That's a tag in support. Great shot again out of the Brazilian. This one's a tall order. Dupree and Lucky not having much to do about this. He's isolated it into a good way to find that duel onto Cole, but time's gone. Just trying to make it as costly as they can. And, ooh, Cold may not be getting out of here. Dupree confirms our suspicions, and in fact, they take Essa tag as well. So economical punishment for sure. Lucky's able to save just up in the corner. And everyone is good for them.
Oh, I don't want to get started on it. He's just so close to the bomb site there and he loses 10 HP. Like, he's right there. You can see the bomb, loses 10 HP.
Yeah, but there was a really thick wall.
It was a really thick wall. And it's a nuclear power plant. Maybe they've done a really good job of sealing things down, just in case, you know, an emergency like this does break out. But this was Bubsky getting caught off guard there. And you think, okay, he's hanging around on the hut. Maybe he's going to catch Blame here. Blame's going to be punching a bloody hole in that desk.
I think that was what Bubsky was looking for. Like, he's looking heaven for the Blamey lurk. Knowing they had ramp for so long, knowing they didn't have info hell.
Well, the bonus rounds paid off because the guns are back out here for Astralis. And I'd love to deny Complexity here. The damage that they just caused, plus a round win right now, that is going to devastate the international squad. But they're setting up for a top pop. Flashes a go, and Dupree says no.
Yeah, he's giving it a good go. Pushing for further info, and there goes the response. Bubsky. Oh, Bubsky's really delivered. Still wants more, does collect. He's lost his partner in crime. He's still got the USP. Would love a reload, but no time for that. Support from Magisk is hard to find, and there he goes. Cole, that was a must-win round. It was Galil's, it was Mac-10's, it was broken thanks to those exits from Astralis, but they weathered the storm, and it's game on now.
Yeah, one more round in this to tie it up, but because Dupree survived with that MP9, he didn't have to reinvest in this round. He still had a lot of cash, so they can actually drop guns and have another full buy. So things are great over there in the Astralis camp for what feels like 3 gun rounds in a row. So that's really, really good news. Lucky even gets the AWP back in his hands. So now we get the first full gun round, I suppose, for Astralis. Can Complexity be stopped? Wall smoke's already deployed high in the sky. I just denied entry right now. They've hit the deck and they have to worry about this rotation. They already have Lucky towards the lower site with that AWP, and well, he has nobody to deal with right now. Magisk has a lot to work with. Yard is a problem, lobby bullets coming on through, and Lucky's very passive, right? Because he's got into this position after the wall smokes are already down. He doesn't know how far they've already descended in towards that secret position. But this is the same kind of T-side that we saw from Astralis, right? Do the wall smokes, sit and wait, play out the mid-round, allow the CTs to go for info, and then try and punish. Bunch of Molotovs still remaining here for Complexity, so if they do want to go for a late top pop, you know, they can molly that hut, they can molly the CT vent, even the back of the bomb box if they'd like. Need to get a few of those bodies on the roof before they do that. And Blame's had enough, so he's making his call now, assembling the troops where they need to be. And we're looking at the 45-second mark. So this one is getting set up for another top hit, but they could drop down the vent. You know, there's no commitment just yet.
Oh, good find from Bubsky, but JKS does claw it straight back.
He's stuck.
Yeah, he's committed, and he's going to get cleared. Nice from JKS. Cole will take the site. Keeping it simple. Holding for any aggressive maneuvers. You can see the hesitance from potential yard aggression, ramp aggression, nothing there. And hitting that top site, thank you to JKS.
It's kind of VP-esque, but just with a little bit extra time on the clock. So they're not doing it with 10 seconds left. They're doing it with about, 30, 40 seconds left. But it's the same kind of thing. We do all the territory taking, or at least the territory feigning. Then they're in the dark. Then they're not operating with that. If they turtle up and they don't play for info, then we're able to explode on them while the numbers are scratching their head a little bit. And that was great stuff. So easy as you like. We're all tied up 11-11 here, and Complexity are back in this one. So maybe JKS can beat Astralis for the first time. And Tag, the first time that he is playing the Astralis he was a part of for a short period of time. He's been on Cloud9 since then. Now he's found him on Complexity, doing a bit of a tour of the North American organizations. I think EG's next. But again, we have some saved weapons through. Good trade from JKS there. And yeah, Bubsky, once he gets on top of that door, he's pinned, right? He's unable to, he either has to drop or that's it. So he has to just sit where he is. And an easy one to find is now, finally, the economy seems to be humbled for Astralis. They can't keep pulling buys out of their ass. It's going to be the AWP and the M4, the most to boast, and the Deagles.
Yeah, well, we saw how far the Deagles got Astralis last time. He was a Zipex Deag that started it all off. It's now Zipex on the M4, and he's only got the one. Cole collecting. Lucky does make the AWP known. Dupree's the only one that's as yet unfound, and actually he's got a good inkling as to where those T's are going. Now Lucky has addressed this. Recovered rifle for Dupree, and Lucky looking for impact. If he goes for the extinguish, that might deter a plant. Oh, he swings open the door, cancels the plant, and they're looking for him. Lucky, he's doing some crazy things off, and a no-scope. It's something Dupree's been handed to. And a full bomb plant starts to tick. Not having it. Not interested. And the AWP unretrievable.
Did Cole pick it up though? That's the question, right? Do they want to get that in the hands of Poison here? Do they want to start getting him in the big green? Are they happy just to operate with these AK-47s? Because this one started great. It ended great as well. There was just that little sketchy patch, and yeah, Poison says, oh, I want that. I'll take it. Like, he looks really good at the combat AWPing. That's one of the things that we've been able to pick up on here is, I think that, and maybe that is the hardest part, right? Because think about AWPing, you think about it, you love it when it's flashy. You love it, you love AWPing when it's flashy and it's flicky and it's up close and it's no scopes and it's all that madness. But actually with the AWPing role, especially in a team that once upon a time had the greatest system, Astralis, right? Your AWPer doesn't need to be like that. So if he can be like that and still sit back and hit the device-esque, you know, all right, I'm holding my line, this is the shot I have to hit, this is I have to establish this territory. He has both tool sets. And that's really good, right? Because lucky we're getting to see more and more of him.
Ooh, okay, so that's the last time out of Astralis. I hadn't quite kept track. That's the last chance Sonic will have to try and get his team's head screwed on tight, because let's not forget how this one did start. Astralis actually won the T half, 8-7. And Complexity have come in with a lovely collection, 4 consecutive rounds. They did take the pistol as well. Zipex was the one to deny that second conversion, but yeah. The second half score stands at 5-3. Cole putting in a good haul on their T side. If they can destroy this Astralis buy, we're cooking with gas for that first JKS win versus Astralis and extending Astralis' pursuit of that spot at the major. So you got a very high flash from Poison. Going to try and catch off one. It did get eaten by Bubsky into that top site. Working out their smoke wall now.
It's very stop-start though, right? We can talk about it till the cows come home here, but just the nature of this game, and especially on a map like Nuke, it's all about playing these CT-sided rotations. So it starts fiery with a lot of smoke and mirrors, and then it slows on down again here. Repositioning back towards top again. They seem to really like hitting this site Complexity. Just now isolating the fights, but they're pushing.
Yeah, Trophy as well. It's a full lobby crunch. Cole's ready for them, and he greets them with a spray. Oh, and Zip missing his chance. S-Attack will take one for good measure, and Magic's not going to be expecting blame. Damn, this round falls apart again for Astralis, and Complexity, it's kind of the frags are coming to them.
Yeah, this is looking great now. They're in the driver's seat here. Yeah. This is looking really, really good. Like Complexity, this seems like a mandatory win. We know that for them to get through to the major, I believe it was a top 9 placing, but you can do that if you qualify for the playoffs. And I think taking Astralis down here is a great way to be in that conversation. Now, the last day of play will be going on tomorrow for all of the groups here. I haven't been keeping track on the B and C stream results for this group. Interesting to see how they're trending. We have Sinners versus the Rioters and Heroic versus Endpoint. Now, Heroic are about to finish off Endpoint. That's a 15-9 scoreline currently. They've been doing battle on Ancient. Good to see that getting more playtime. And the Riders versus Sinners, it's a close one over there. 11-10. Zedco, Neo frag there at the top of the charts. Mopos over there for the Spaniards. Yeah, keep your eyes on that one as well. But all these ramifications, right? There's so many different bits and bobs. Not only do you have playoff contention, major qualifications, where do you need to come through? How many points do you need? It's a bit of a juggling act for everybody.
Yeah, of course, Mopos, I think, is the only player still using the P2K.
Oh, yeah.
There's one in attendance.
Guardian a Guardian somewhere. They're loving the P2K. They're having great fun on it. But look at this. This is desperate now from Astralis. They've half invested on all their members. Lucky still has that AWP. Oh, this one here is going to be a rough ride. Need another miracle round from Zip.
Yeah. Yeah, distinct absence of a hero for Astralis. Bubsky's actually at the top of the scoreboard by a large margin. I say that, my eyes are getting worse. Zip is right there alongside. How does an 8 look like a 0? Alex needs to get glasses.
Yeah, well, look.
He needs to stop referring to himself in the third person as well.
At a distance, you could say maybe a 13 in there as well. So
could have been a 3?
A couple of options available to you there.
It's like a 10. I really am in trouble. Oh, dear.
Oh, here we go again with the smoke wall coming out. Lucky is about to have his vision obscured. If he jumps up on that ladder at the side of the box, then the blue crate itself, and he might be able to see something to help out Magis, because very forward right now.
Last time we were casting a Cole Nuke, we saw Cole get caught out by aggressive maneuvers like this, but Blame's waiting. Oh, into the skull. The nade could finish. Blame far too wise for that trick and throws out one of his own. Magic's trying to force the issue. Will he expect that close corner? Blame has adopted. They are surging into ramp. He will clear it. Nice shot. Okay. AK in play for Magic has command advantage, and Zip in a prime position. Not anymore. Yeah, he does. He's tagged up Tag, and now just waiting, hoping Bubsky can deal with this. Oh, wild spray. Lucky with 2 on his AWP and make it 3. Ties it all up. He steps up. And Complexity just a little less this time around. They will call a timeout. That's their first. Just to screw their heads back on tight, because that's the first Astralis round we've seen in some time. That's 5 in a row from Colt, stopped by Lucky Zorb.
Oh, I'm really curious right there if Blame getting pressured was the reason he called for the team to go ramp, or if that was the plan the entire time. Because if that was, Magic's forced that, right? He forced them into that situation. Zip able to tuck tail, get away, understanding that ramp position. You can turtle up. And then surviving while his teammates are able to rotate into position. That's the key, right? Zip, sure, he gets a tag, and that's about it. But it's about his teammates getting in towards the side to help them lock that down. So good stuff, and a breath of fresh air for Astralis here necessary. Drop the guns across. Everybody has what they need. The util looking flush. Kitsuru in play again, and both teams with really juicy buys right now. The tail end here of regulation, at least. This one could be going the distance here today. Kick us off with an overtime maybe. And what's the change? I just across towards Secrets. Nice
That's a
to
change.
see. Yeah, one way dropped early.
Well, Blame will hear that. Poison will too. And I suspect you won't go anywhere near it, he says.
Yeah, surely not.
With bated breath. Yeah, no, Blame is having a look. In fact, if anything, he's the one to force Magisk off the line. That's a big win from Blame on some Dane-on-Dane action.
Job done. They can't repeat that. Now they're going back towards ramp. They had at least territory
Boosted?
here.
No, he's not. Just tucked in on the corner. Zip, this is, I mean, it's not his typical position. And he doesn't have any support as it currently stands. So, multi-kill required if they were to commit. And they are. Zipex, the one-man army of ramp.
It's already clear. We don't need the boost.
We don't need the boost. I'm standing in the open. Here he comes. Zip deals with the flashbangs. The unknown, the unchecked corner. He will get one, and that's it. Poison quick on the AWP. Lucky would be brave to peek off this. Yeah, he did have a look off the flash. The no-scope ain't far off. But ramp is complexities, and this is a big round, so strap in. With 35 seconds left, that bomb is on the back of Coldzera. Will it be a wrap? Or back to lobby? They flash Poison in to take even more control. Want to make it
25 seconds, guys.
a bit scary. Oh no. Barbsky goes looking for answers, and he catches Hot Lead into the top side. It will be Dupree with a lot to do. 15 seconds. Molotov now holding his nerve. Can't do the damage. And they all collapse. Complexity. Unwilling to succumb to Astralis, trying to funnel them to the lower site. They come back to the top site and lock it down.
I can't believe they get away with this. It looks like there's so much hesitancy and doubt in what Complexity are doing, right? You see the pack, they're walking around, JKS and Tag are looking at each other half the time, like, wait, where are we meant to be going? Like, what's the go, boss? And, well, yeah, Blame F has called them into the right position at the right time, and all they had to do is hit a couple of mandatory shots. The fact that they have a Molotov left over that late for Dupree's position as well.
Brutal.
Oh, dear. Okay, call that 14 right now. And
yeah. Without that Molotov, though, Chad, you're bang on. I do think Dupree could have done enough to at least buy time.
And you can see what he's doing. He's going, okay, well, if I stand here and I keep watching Heart, it's going to burn for... I can survive and get maybe a kill, and then I'll go down with the molly, and I might delay. But when he burns a couple of ticks, and he goes, well, they're not coming out Heart. They have to be Squeaky. He swings out Squeaky. They come out Heart. You're thinking, Jesus, Joseph and Mary, what do I have to do? And it feels like Zip does enough, right? But it's all about the space. This game has just been about the space. That's all this game has been about between these two teams. Nice quick one there on the way out the vent.
All right. Complexity, here we go. Now just 2 rounds separating them from picking themselves up a crucial win. Top 9, as Chad has highlighted. So playoff spot would certainly achieve that. Got 4 working their way behind that wall of smokes, and Magisk does put a full mag through that smoke. Nothing to celebrate just yet.
Thing is, they've done wall smoke so many times and Blame hasn't done anything with it. And this time they've crossed. So if you're Astralis thinking, okay, well, they're going to walk out ramp, are they going to walk out Hut? Well, no, they're going to walk down Secret. And, oh, Lucky, he's already towards the lower site with that AWP. it's just, they get the space and then they wait and the explosion comes so quick. Unless you get a multi-kill on the CT side, you're always going to be losing whatever site they want to hit here.
This is cool from Complexity. Now they smoke main. They still hold yard control. JKS has dealt with Magic's look through the credit card position. It's all onto Lucky. He's done well for the first and he's sticking around. That sent Blame packing straight back out to yard.
Well, they know that that player's not there over towards Hell. They can start pressuring over towards that position, but Dupree on the smoke fade. The bomb is dropped. It's loose in yard.
And he's gotten away. He can reposition. Audible reload on that CT side vent. That's it. This is a big clear.
Oh, my lord.
Doesn't spot them initially. They are working their way into main. Bubsky, 2 on his plate, does eat them up. And Astralis with a rebuttal. Looks like this is going the distance.
Battle of the reactions, right? You see what I was highlighting there? Lucky's AWP noted lower. Okay, where does that mean there's no AWP? Heaven or Hell? Okay, what space should we try and take so we can avoid that AWP? Heaven or Hell? Blame just gets caught off guard by the fading of the smoke, so the timing was the only problem right there. But you could see he was ahead of the pack, so his brain operating a little bit quicker than the rest of his teams makes sense. He is the in-game leader, right? He's the one calling those shots, but this is the drama. Dupree's smoke in front of him starting to fade. The kill comes on through, and this time from the CT vent, Dupree getting something done. Great stuff as the guns are back out, but this is going to the closest to margins now. Wall smokes again. Diagonal in play this time round. I think they'll push them through. They're thinking about it.
I just wants to get close. Maybe he'll get some sound cues, get some options. No poison AWP, but he is still doing the overwatch from Silo.
Again, though, the smoke's already been down, you know, for close to 10 seconds already, so starting to fade. More than 10 seconds, they already are starting to fade. Magic is pinned to this position now.
Yeah, so like Blame tucks in Cubby, Cold's on red. They haven't crossed, but they are certainly still willing to contest. They want to catch Magic out again, and they did in the previous. Let's see how his restraint fares this time around. A flash from Magic, he might have a look on that, and that could be his demise. No one's looking.
It's like musical chairs. They only move when the smokes are up.
Don't remember any smoke grenades in my musical chair games, but...
Oh, Poison just looked away. His Magic stepped out. What?
And now
he thinks they slipped past.
It's possible. All of this waiting. All of this patience. It's going to be top. Late through main. JKS finds him.
Oh, no.
That's the opener. Now they can swing in. The flashes are great. This is perfect from Complexity. Bubsky desperately looking for somewhere to hold. Poison's not looking, and suddenly they're in trouble. Even more trouble now. He gets the pair. Issues for JKS, and there's 14. Astralis deal with the Complexity. Slow, methodical. Pincer onto top side. They are low on funds, Chad. They are going to have to go right down to the nitty-gritty. They've got some tough decisions ahead of them.
This is a rough place to be right now. I always say getting broken in the CT half late, it really, really hurts, but you can see in the T half here, it's going to have similar ramifications. At least they have the option of going for something quicker with Tech 9s or that of Mac 10s, but they are choosing to go for the full eco. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Complexity have decided to play for overtime. That is what they have decided to do going into round 29. And they're even going to take the pace off it on this eco, right? They're not going to do anything. They're going to sit here, talk through their options, take a bit of a breath. We call this, this used to be a tactical timeout. This is how the French used to do it back in the day before the timeouts even existed. You'd all just sit around and spawn. If you'd leave, Existence would yell at you and you'd just have a chat, right?
But you know, every single person watching who's played a round of Counter-Strike knows that this is just not it. When you're basically accepting defeat and accepting that you're playing for overtime, you end up finding yourself staring at your knife, inspecting it in spawn. It is bleak for Complexity, and it hasn't been for the majority of this half. I mean, in response to an 8-7 half from Astralis, they've come in thick and fast. They had 6 in our opening 9. And it's still not quite enough to pull it across the line here, at least in regulation. They'll have to do it in overtime.
They're just going to run out top here. If you can get a trade or two and plant, that's the best case scenario.
Oh, bit awkward from Dupree. Doesn't look like it's going to cost them too much. Just the one.
Taking that bloody silencer off. So there's the problem with having the silencer in 4. You might accidentally take the silencer off.
And can consider that, you know.
There you go. All right, well, Now the timeout will be called, and they have a bunch of them actually here. If you are Complexity, maybe take 2 in a row, right? Maybe take 2 in a row just to talk this one through, because you chose to play for OT, right? You didn't want to go for the light buy, understandably so, but you've decided to put all of your eggs in this basket right here. So make sure it's a sturdy one, none of that paper bag walking home from the shops. Now the slow play, we've seen it time and time again. There is no reason, and maybe, no, actually not maybe, Complexity don't know what we know. And in a lot of these slower scenarios, Complexity could have had so much more room than what they've taken. They have opted to sit back passively and allow Astralis to search for that info. And they haven't really. The Astralis have just gone, all right, we will wait for you to come to us. Now this moment right here is going to be very telling. What has that timeout netted here? Because Astralis are 1 round away from locking themselves into the playoffs and the major, all in one fell swoop.
Not a bad day in the office. See if they can convert. 1 minute 37 as it currently stands, and Blame, with the wall smokes deployed, is on his way across. The rest of his team a little further behind. He likes to put himself in an isolated position, and all those silenced bullets flying through. Not a single connecting, so Blame down the secret stairs. What are their intentions here? So full yard presence, main smoked, and Cold set up to cross. They're wrapping round Hellside.
Wow, Astralis has nobody.
Typical reaction is lobby push. You can see how many of them are gathered now.
Look at them all.
Yeah.
Are they oh, they are. The timing on this. The timing on this is everything for Dupree. He's so aware.
Be good. He's loud about it. It's his walk key. Will be able to contest.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah. It's all about the order of which the contact is taken. It's a powerful angle.
Great.
This is a powerful angle now, and he'll be babysitting Bubsky. Bubsky responsible for the main.
Knows they're coming.
25. Cole putting it all on the line, into the line of fire, and all Astralis. Dupree finishes off. Cherry on top, but Astralis sail to the playoffs and sail to the major. The first one in 2 years, and they will be in attendance. Magnificent stuff. Trials and tribulations with the roster. A new rookie on the roster, but they're there, and they will be in attendance in Stockholm 2021.